Agritourism. That's what we're going to talk a little bit about today. To give you a little 5-minute overview of what agritourism is all about. My name is Rob Leeds. I'm with the Ohio State University Extension up in Delaware County, also with the Ohio Direct Marketing Team. In the past, I've worked with farms, pretty much all across the nation as a member of the board of directors of NAFMA. So we've got a lot of experience coming across, and it's a growing industry that I enjoy very much. We're going to talk a little bit about what is agritourism, talk about why agritourism, both from a customer standpoint and our operator standpoint. Talk about some possible concerns, then we'll talk about some trends, and then end up with some resources for you at the end. Definition of agritourism. Agritourism combines agricultural and rural settings with products and agricultural operations, all within a tourism experience. Now keep in mind when you see this definition, that it talks about the agricultural products, not a specific location. Too many of our definitions means they talk about a working farm or a working a factory type operation. We don't want to do that. We want to focus on adding experience to the products themselves. Agritourism operators, why do we want to get into agritourism? A lot of times we talk about, if we're farming now, we talk about a whole different paradigm shift from what we're used to. But when we look at today's agriculture, farm profitability has increased. As we move to agritourism, we can add off-season income. In our today's agriculture, most of our income is derived in the fall season. We look at November, December, we're harvesting crops, bringing them in. This way we can do pick your own strawberries, get a spring income, sweet corn in July. That way it spreads off our income a little bit and gives us some all-season income. Gives us an opportunity to ensure a place for the next generation. Too much of our agriculture right now is based on size. We need to get more land, more cattle, whatever it is. With agritourism, we can add a new generation and really keep the same land mass, but add some experience as we move through the operation. Increase business stability. Anytime you can diversify your operation, you're going to increase the stability of that operation. You need to keep that in mind as you move forward. Farmland preservation. Once again, when we talk about farmland preservation, a lot of these farms that we're dealing with, are smaller farms, smaller tracts of lands. It's hard to preserve 1,000 acres all on one tract where you can do a commercial operation. If you can make it economically viable to preserve 80 acres or 100 acres, and increase income off of that, that's going to give you a lot better chance of preserving that farmland. Urban encroachment. Where is the best place to direct marketing? Right on the fringe of the urban sector. Once again, that lends itself to agritourism. And once again, anytime we can diversify the farm operation, it's going to be advantageous to the operator. Why do customers like to participate or like to come into agritourism operations? The first one is, and it's a huge one, they want to reconnect with the land and the tradition that is farming. A lot of our people are 1 generation, 2 generations removed, and they want to bring their kids out and reconnect with farming as they knew it growing up. And that brings us to our second thing. They like things that are farm related. Us as farmers, we take for granted a lot of things that people see when they come out to our operation to connect to the land, to connect to the people out there. It's a great place to provide fun and an educational experience for their family. Once again, too many of our kids, too many of our families are running to sporting events or they're playing Xbox 360 or what have you. This is an opportunity to bring the families together, let them have a fun experience outside and being active. Brings us to our next point. Outdoor recreation. Too many times we have kids that are raised more in a structured environment, in school or in the house. This gives an opportunity to get out and be active. And once again, the experience of what I would call almost a forgotten world. What it was like for us growing up on the farm, we can give that to our city cousins. And the big thing is trust. People come out because, like it or not, farmers and the people that work in the farm communities, there's a certain amount of trust that we build up over time as we talk to people and we deal with them. They like to come back out time after time and develop that relationship. Agritourism concerns. Keep in mind that as you move into agritourism, it is retail. This is not your father's farm operation. It takes new skills that you're going to have to learn or evaluate as you go in. Are you familiar with staff training? Can you teach people how to run your operation? Customer service, it's very difficult. Can you work with people? Do you want to work with people? All those are new skills that you have to develop. And then how willing are you to look at your farm, to look at your farmer's market stand, and to use it to develop some kind of experiences. These are skills that you need to develop over time. It's not your father's agriculture anymore. Other concerns, zoning issues. If you're going to have it on your farming operations, what's the signage? What's building codes? What access do you have to your farmland? All things that you have to explore before you move into agritourism operations. Insurance, it's a huge one. As you bring people into your operation, as you develop food products outside there, there's insurance issues that you need to be aware of. Be aware of sales tax, employment tax, any kind of retail food license, and then there's other concerns with zoning that you have to be aware of. One of the big one is, what are the fire codes in your area? You bring them out, you have people out in your farming establishment, what do you have to abide by? Don't shy away from these. Know what they are going in. Trends that I see in this, the first one is huge, it's food. They want to come out to the operation, it's a special occasion for them, they want a good home cooked type atmosphere, including their food, and they want to tap into that nostalgia that we all like as we come out to the farming operation. The next one is active participation. Think back to the things that we did on the farm. It doesn't have to be real complicated. Hay jumps or straw jumps are huge. Corn boxes where the kids can play. In the commodities that we played in growing up, we make it safe for them. We talk about the animals that we deal with. There's nothing better to go out there and pet a goat or a small calf or those types of things that we grew up with. We take those for granted a lot of times. The corn mazes, going out and play hide and seek in the corn or whatever. These are all things we grew up with, and these are things that are huge in the agritourism industry. Active participation as far as active learning too. When you bring people out to the farm or you have them in the farmer's market, actively participate in the learning. Here's a picture of a activity that we do called Dress the Cow. We talk about the parts of a cow as we put it on the child as they come up. It's very active learning. Those are some of the trends that I see out there right now that you can get into. The last slide we hear is some of the resources. SARI, a great place for resources. You can look it up on the internet, very accessible. I talked about earlier, NAFMA, the North America Farmers Direct Marketing Association, has a library of books and different things. The Marketing on the Edge book, once again, is an excellent reference. There's the New Agritourism, another book that's out there that you can look at. There's also consultants out there that's willing to help you work through this. Jane Eckert's one of them, but there's several out there that you can look to help you as you move through. Once again, that's a little bit of overview on agritourism. My email address is there if you have any questions. Also, all the references and presentation will be on the Ohio Direct Marketing website that you can look at anytime you want to as you move through the agritourism type endeavors. Thank you very much. I'm Rob Leeds.